How's it going? A good friend of mine, Scott Bodden, brought one of his fugly relic guitars into my shop. Check him out on Facebook because he does a lot of these relic guitars. He does an amazing job. What he did is he brought this into the shop because he wanted me to put in a Tesi kill switch, get it all set up for him. And it sounds great, and these things are a lot of fun, and that's what this video is going to be all about. I'm going to show you how to wire one of these in. I'm going to explain what all these terminals are, and I'm going to have wiring diagrams at the end of the video. You could freeze frame and screenshot them or whatever you want, but it'll be a lot of fun. So before we begin, I'm just going to make life a little simpler here for myself. I'm just going to attach these alligator clips to the probes on my multimeter so that I can hold the switch and demonstrate at the same time. All right, so on the back here we have 5 terminals, and the first ones I'm going to start with are these 3 in the middle. So normally closed, normally open, and constant. So what we're going to do is attach one of the alligator clips to the constant, and the other one we're going to attach that to the middle. Okay, there we go. So you can see there it's only attached to the middle, and if we watch our reading on the meter, it's not reading anything yet. Hit the switch, we get a reading. So we know that's normally open. And if we just take this off, put it on the other one, we get a reading right away because it's normally closed. And if we hit the button, it goes right off. Okay, that tells us what those are for, even though they're labeled. So now I'll show you what the other 2 terminals are for. If you notice on the side, it says 24 volt. I've got a 12 volt transformer here, and I've got one alligator clip on it. The other side I just have some bare wire. And what I'm going to do is just touch the other side. Yeah, it just lights up, and it goes independent. It won't go on and off with the switch. It's just you can attach a 9 volt battery to that with a switch on your guitar, and you can have this light up whenever you want it. So this one I have already wired into the guitar, and this is the normal way that you would do it. The constant I have wired up to ground, so it goes to the top of the volume pot. And then normally open, I have a wire going to this terminal on the volume. When I hit that button, the guitar will ground out. That's how this works. So normally open means there's no circuit being made, and your guitar is going to sound like normal until you hit that switch, and then it cuts out. The first diagram is your common setup. This is how most people would want to set up their kill switch. One thing that I've added into this diagram just to explain is the resistor. If you notice in the video, I tested the LED with a 12 volt transformer. At the time, I was under the impression that there was already a resistor in the switch. I found out since that there may not be one in there. I don't know how I didn't blow the LED, because that's what could happen. If you buy your kill switch or momentary switch from a guitar supplier where they're selling it for a guitar application, then most likely they'll include the right resistor. And I've seen everything from 60 ohms up to 350 ohms. So it varies. Get in touch with your manufacturer, whoever makes your momentary switch or your kill switch. Find out what the right one is. It's really important not to hook anything up to that LED until that resistor is there. The second diagram is pretty much the same as the first, except instead of using an on-off switch, you can replace your mono output jack with a stereo output jack. And basically what happens is you plug in your patch cord, and that becomes the switch. It bridges the connection, and the LED light will come on. As long as your guitar is plugged in, the LED light will be on. The only way to turn it off would be to unplug your guitar. The third diagram is kind of interesting. This is kind of my favorite, I think. But what I've added here is a 6-pole switch. It's a 2-position switch, so it's on and on. So just like in the video how I tested for continuity, if your kill switch has a normally open and a normally closed position, you can wire both in and have the choice of switching back and forth. You hit the button and it kills the signal, or you can hit the button and it's a live signal. So you just take those two, the normally open, the normally closed, and you wire those into the center terminals in that switch. If you notice, I have it wired so that the wire going off to the pot is connected kitty corner on the ends. There's no point in having two wires because it's just going to the same spot anyways. The last diagram is pretty much the same as the one before it, except I replaced the 6-pole switch with a 9-pole switch. It's wired up exactly the same as in the previous diagram, except you've got 3 more terminals at the bottom. And with this, what you can do is you can add in the LED. So when you're switching back and forth from the normally closed and the normally open, you can have the LED light up in one of those positions, whichever one you want. All right, there you go. 4 diagrams, how to wire your kill switch. Pause the video, screenshot it, or you can go to my Facebook page, Johnny B Guitars. I'll put a post in there. Check my photos, they'll be in there somewhere. Check my Instagram, I'll put them in there as well. So there you have it. One of these Tesi switches, they're a lot of fun. They make every guitar cooler. They are, they're really fun. I couldn't stop using this thing. Fugly Relic Guitars. My buddy Scott Bodden does these. Check him out on Facebook. He has a lot of pictures of other guitars that he does. He does a lot of tellies. Amazing stuff. Subscribe to this channel, Johnny B Guitars, because I have a lot of stuff coming up. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Leave some comments on this. Let me know what you think. And don't forget to do the thumbs up down here. And all right. Bye.